Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Nick Eden, and I am back for 2020. Okay, I've missed you guys. It's been a lot going on the last few months. Had to take some time away to take care of some personal issues, some professional issues as well. And going into 2020, I've got a brand new plan, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. So we're going to get right into it. First, Merch by Amazon. Man, the changes that have gone on the platform. That's something serious. So we've got, well, we had all of our new products, I think, the last time that we talked, but, we've got a new dashboard. We've got some other products coming down the pipeline that people have started to make some rumbles about in the group. And just overall, merch going into its 5th year anniversary, I think it's going to be something special. With everything that we got last year, I can only expect that it's going to be 10 times better in 2020. So I'm really excited about where merch is going. I do know that it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Every year, every month, every week, we've got more and more people that are getting into the program. A lot of people are starting to find their grooves and find their niche and whatever the case may be. So it's going to be kind of challenging going into 2020. As you can see right behind me, I have my easel here, and I'm going to start writing out all of my goals for the year. I've actually started within my notebooks and everything. Started implementing some of those things already. But I keep this up here to make sure that I have all of my goals right in front of me every time I come into my office. So let's get right into it. Now, yes, there are other platforms out there. You've got Etsy, you've got Shopify, WooCommerce, all these other places where you can sell your products and services, particularly with print on demand your products. However, for me, this year, I am strictly concentrating on platforms like Amazon and platforms like Redbubble, TeePublic, and so on and so on that have their own traffic. The reason being is because, I've been doing some soul searching when it comes to my merch journey. My fourth quarter was decent, but it was exactly what I put into it. And that's just to be completely honest with everyone. I know that because of my primary career, which is more in the political realm, it takes away a lot of time. So I need to find things that I can automate and really scale up. So I actually shut my Etsy store down for the next couple of months while I get everything kind of rolling again. I know I'm going to have to take on a VA at some point. I'm just not ready to do all that right now. So my main focus is a platform like Amazon where I can really dig into the content that's there. My advice going into 2020 is zero in on what exactly it is that you want to do in terms of your niche. We've been all over the place. I know for me, I've been all over the place a lot of times. It's just like, oh, well, this can sell, that can sell, so let's try this, let's try that. And it really just, it can get a bit daunting, but it also spreads you thin a lot. So my concentration going into 2020 is going to be licensing. Well, this is for merch. So my concentration in 2020 is going to be licensing and political trends. Obviously, because I'm in that space and I'm around a lot of things that, a lot of people just aren't around on a daily basis, I'm going to really dig into that. So, and you're going to see some more content that's specific to politics and how to identify those trends and how to capitalize on them properly, where you can allocate your resources and where you can, just kind of throw this away. But other than that, licensing is going to be the big thing on merch because, it's getting more competitive. We knew this going into it. We knew this would happen. Merch has gotten more and more competitive each year. So you have to find a way to kind of eliminate the competition in your particular space. And I think the proper way to do that is to go into the licensing portion of it, because at that point you have a dedicated niche with a demand, and there's not that much competition in the space, which has always been the allure of merch, is getting in on those niches that don't have a lot of competition. So what better way to ensure that than to go into licensing where maybe 0.5% of merch is competing with you in that particular realm. So and that in itself can't be done in just one particular way. There are people who go and they deal directly with companies or directly with individuals, or there are people that go through these agencies, or it really, there's no set way to do it. I do think that I'm going to do a lot of content based on my licensing journey to show how I'm doing that, because I think a lot of people, including myself up until a few months ago, just really didn't know the proper way to kind of get it done. So that's going to be the big focus for merch going into 2020. That is, and we're already in 2020 and it's already in the process of it. But licensing and political trends are going to be my bread and butter focus for merch in 2020. And if something else comes up and it's just undeniable, like, I would harken it back to last year with the Area 51. I know people were kind of on the fence about what you can and cannot do with that, and there were some valid arguments on both sides. But I couldn't deny that. I could not deny that trend, or like the eclipse, which I think is the one thing that everybody who missed out on is probably just like, I can't believe it. But so if there's something that's undeniable that comes along, that's one thing. But for the most part, I'm keeping my focus on licensing and political trends. KDP. So with KDP, it's a bit different because I'll be honest with you, I have been hesitant to get into KDP. I really have. And I've been hesitant to get into it for a couple of reasons. One, KDP has been around a long time, right? Within the merch community, we have a tendency to kind of go in and ransack certain platforms and opportunities, and we're so focused on the scale that, quite frankly, it just doesn't really work. It's hot for a second and then it dies down quick and everybody's on to the next thing. For me, I wanted to research as much as I could when it came to KDP and dig into something that was different from what everyone else was doing. And because of that, it's not just about line journals. And don't get me wrong, I have some line journals and things like that. Excuse me. But for the most part, I've been focused on finding certain niches within KDP that the competition is virtually nil. And the reason that is because there's a lot of hard work in the content that you're actually putting out there. And, because it's not so fast paced, everybody gets in, scales it up really quickly and cashes out. A lot of people are staying away from these couple of niches that I found. And so I'm going to dig into that portion of it and kind of own that space. I'm not looking for KDP to be the biggest seller in the world, because I know for me, I'm not going to put the type of time into it. I feel like if you're going to do that, you need to really put that time and dedication into it. And when I say not putting the time into it, I mean overall. Within those niches, yeah, I definitely have things that I've already been working on that are going to go right into that and just double down into that. But I'm not looking for that to just be the big takeoff for me in 2020. It is going to be a focus, though. And I'm going to slowly build that up and keep building and own those couple of niches that no one is willing to do the extra work that it takes to get into them. And finally, Amazon Ignite. That is the new kid on the block. It's the new merch opportunity. If you guys have not submitted a request for an invite, don't do it. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, I'm not afraid of competition. Go for it and do it. But this is about as new a platform in terms of competition that you can actually think of. It's brand new. My request for invite was approved on Saturday. I've already loaded a few digital education resources, which for me, I'll be the first to say that I do have a bit of an advantage because I've been doing that for my mother's daycare center for about the past 10 years or so. And so I already had quite a few digital education resources that I had done for her center. And I said, oh, well, you know what? I can take the branding off of there, move some things around, and now I've got content. I've got worksheets and calendars and all these other resources that I can put onto this platform. So I'm really, really looking forward to that because I'm really excited about that. And while I'm talking about that, let me go ahead and say this now. Guys, if you get into Amazon Ignite, please, please, please do not merch this up. That's the best way I can say it. Do not merch this up. And you guys know what I mean. Let me run in, put out a bunch of crap, and then, just dilute the platform. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that. Okay? Besides, these are educational resources. And ultimately, these are things that are going to educate our children. and resources for our teachers. So we want to make sure that we give our best effort. So take the time and actually do, due diligence in your research. Please, please, please do your research and put quality products there. We don't want to start this platform off with a bunch of crap. Let's just be honest. So let's please not merch this one up, and let's put some actual effort into the content that we're putting in these digital education resources. And I know for me, 2020 Ignite's going to be a big portion of that. And what's funny is, even before they announced Ignite, digital education resources and other downloadables was going to be my next focus with Etsy. And so this just kind of came at a time where it was just like, I'm already looking at getting into this, and now we have this opportunity on Amazon. So again, just do your research on it. If you guys are not in already, go ahead and submit your invite. I can't say that there's anything special that you have to do in order to get accepted. Just fill out as much as you can on the application and make sure that whatever you're doing, go ahead and give it your best foot forward. That's pretty much all I got for today, guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.